Hello and welcome to our today's edition of news, and you're with me, Charity Chilanga. First, a look at the top stories. Pope Francis urges the faithful to embrace virtue amidst temptations. Parliamentary Committee calls on Ministry of Finance to provide funds for construction of houses for political leadership. Extradition hearing for Shepherd Bushiri and wife adjourned to May. And in other news, Nigerian Islamic police arrest non-fasting Muslims during Ramadan. We have these and many more. Stay tuned. Pope Francis, while acknowledging the human heart's susceptibility to evil passions and hurling temptations, has urged believers to rediscover and embody virtue. During his Wednesday general audience, the Holy Father continued his series on virtues and vices, emphasizing the importance of acquiring virtue through divine grace. More details in this Vatican News report read by Tandiwe Msumara.
At the start of the audience, the Holy Father explained he would have an assistant, Father Pierluigi Giroli from the Vatican Secretariat of State, read for him since he still has a bit of cold. Continuing his catechetical series on virtues, the Holy Father said the human being is made for goodness, which truly fulfills him. He suggested that being aware of innate inclination for what is good enables the faithful to possess certain permanent dispositions. The Pope recorded that the Catechism of the Catholic Church offers us a precise and concise definition of virtue as a habitual and firm disposition to do the good. Therefore, he noted, virtue is not some improvised or somewhat random good that falls from heaven sporadically. He clarified that virtue is a goodness that stems from a slow maturation of the person to the point of becoming an characteristic. He insisted the first aid to virtue for the Christian is God's grace, saying the Holy Spirit acts in those who have been baptized, working in their soul to lead it to a virtuous life. Pope Francis concluded by encouraging the faithful to embrace their journey through the virtues in a serene universe that is challenging but decisive for their happiness.
Bishop Chairman for the Liturgical Commission of the Episcopal Conference of Malawi, Semo Right, Reverend Peter Musigwa, says there is a need to have vibrant liturgical commissions in order to monitor, regulate and promote the sacred liturgy in all dioceses, parishes and small Christian communities in the country. He has made the sentiments earlier today when he officially opened with a training session for diocesan liturgical commissions, which is being held at Msamba Catholic Center in Lilongwe. He, among others, said that the commissions should ensure that all liturgical songs are corresponding well to the criteria recommended by the Church. Here is Brennan Mwanza with the details.
Bishop Musigwa emphasized much on the issue of liturgical songs, saying it needs to be thoroughly considered, as the sacred music is key in facilitating the active participation of the faithful in the sacred action. On this, Bishop Musigwa said right from the composition of the songs, the composers and the choir members must be filled with the Holy Spirit to be guided on how best to make the faithful participate well in each liturgy for them to live a more intense Christian life. He added that in order to see that this is achieved, there should be a proper coordination between the priest celebrant, the acolytes, the altar servers, choir and the assembly for a proper spiritual atmosphere which makes the liturgical moment truly shared and fruitful.
The music should be properly planned, and it should be those that can help the faithful to uplift their souls to God, because music helps the people, the faithful, to glorify God and at the same time to sanctify their souls.
On the other hand, Bishop Musigwa, who is also the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Chikwawa, said it is high time that the Church in Malawi should have a guide for the sacristans with detailed instructions to ensure an orderly manner of doing things. Father Bernard Chipole, who is the chairperson of the National Liturgical Commission, says the Commission are very key in the Church's liturgy and that the training session will open their eyes on how best to conduct themselves.
The liturgical commissions are so important because in fact they have to safeguard and protect the celebration of the liturgy in the diocese. And in fact, they work hand in hand with the bishops to see that in fact there is good order as regards liturgical celebrations.
The 3-day training has brought together leaders of the liturgical commissions from all the dioceses in Malawi and will, among other things, tackle areas such as functions of diocesan liturgical commissions, funeral rites, proper celebration of Mass and guidelines for Catholic choirs in Malawi.
President Lazarus Chakwera today conducted official duties in the northern region, specifically in Rumpi district. Among others, he inspected the Tazima Gravity Piped Water Project at Chikulamayembe in Rumpi and inaugurating Lumpi, Mchinji and Chihuahua teachers training colleges within the district. Emmanuel Georgia reports.
President Lazarus Macarthur Chakwera of Malawi began his tour at Tazima Gravity Piped Water Project, where he expressed appreciation for its alignment with Malawi's 2063 vision for environmental sustainability through sustainable management of improved water sources in rural areas. He emphasized the importance of environmental conservation for promoting tourism and ensuring the well-being of people. The project, funded by the federal government of Germany through KfW Germany, with a budget of $5 billion, is expected to conclude by June 2024. Concluding his official duties, President Chakwera, accompanied by First Lady Monica Chakwera and Vice President Dr. Saulos Chirima, made their final stop tour to officially inaugurate Lumpi, Mchinji, and Chihuahua Teachers Training College. Expressing his gratitude, Chakwera stated his commitment to ensure development in all areas of the country, hence his government increasing the Constituency Development Fund to improve infrastructure in various sectors such as education, roads, and hospitals. Construction of the colleges began in 2018 and was completed in December 2023. For Luntha TV, this is Emmanuel Georgia. Extradition
case hearing involving Enlightened Christian Gathering founder Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary will continue in May from 15th to 17th. Bushiri's lawyer Wabona Kita was supposed to finish his cross-examination of Public Prosecutions Director for Gauteng Province in South Africa, but said he needed more time to look at his evidence before proceeding. Chief State Advocate Zikwendant Malonda sees no problem with the adjournment, saying it is not a delay. Robert Edward was there.
Now, what was supposed to take place on Wednesday was the defense lawyers. These are lawyers representing Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary were supposed to go through the documents, which is part of the evidence of the South African government, which has been presented in the court by the South African's Gauteng Province Director of Public Prosecutions, Sibongile Nzinyati. Now, these documents are the actual or the original extradition request from the South African government. So according to the lawyers from the Bushiris, they were given the copy, or otherwise described as a true copy of the original documents. But now they have been given, the state served the defense with the original documents, original extradition request, and that's what they want time for to look into that before they proceed with the cross-examination. This is according to a lawyer for the Bushiris, Wabona Kita, who said apart from that, the diary of the court and the diary of the state could not allow them to proceed with the matter today because the state has other engagements.
On our assessment of the evidence, we believe we need more time to complete our cross-examination. In terms of the days which we were given, we were supposed to complete our cross-examination today, but we don't see ourselves completing our cross-examination today. We need at least 2 days. At these 2 days, we can't get them within this week. So automatically we want to seek the court to give us more days. At the same time, I think the state is also busy.
On his part, the chief state advocate in the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions in Malawi, Zikwendant Malonda, is not seeing any delays. He actually says that there is progress in the case. It's just that the documents that they presented to the defense, they needed more time to go through them.
Yeah, it's true. The matter has been adjourned to 15th, 16th and 17th of May, 2024. What happened this morning is that the defense needed to examine the documents, and for that reason we are supposed to start later. Then when we came, we realized that the time remaining will not be enough for the defense to conclude their cross-examination.
On Tuesday, the defense lawyers cornered the DPP for the Gauteng province in South Africa, where they discussed a number of issues, including the comparative analysis of what was in the original and what was given to them as a copy in the extradition request. And according to the lawyer Honakita, they managed to confirm with the witness that the request from South Africa did not follow the extradition request, or they did not follow the Extradition Act of Malawi. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
You're watching news on Luntha television. We'll be back after this short break.
Are you looking for a good venue for your next event? Welcome to Our Lady of Africa Conference Center, nestled alongside our guest house and delectable restaurant located in the capital city, Lilongwe. Whether it's a corporate meeting, a wedding reception, or a family gathering, we have the space and amenities to accommodate your needs. With good accommodation, facilities, and mouth-watering cuisine, your event is sure to be a memorable success. For more information, contact us on 0997 277 720 or on 0997 452 093. Book now and let us help you create unforgettable moments.
Remember, you're watching news right here on Luntha television. Now a reminder of the top stories. Pope Francis urges the faithful to embrace virtue amidst temptations. Parliamentary committee calls on Ministry of Finance to provide funds for construction of houses for political leadership. Extradition hearing for Shepherd Bushiri and wife adjourned to May. And in other news, Nigerian Islamic police arrest non-fasting Muslims during Ramadan. Moving on, the Parliamentary Cluster Committee on Public Appointments and Commissions and Statutory Corporations has asked the government to consider allocating a development budget for Parliament to start the construction of houses for political leadership and offices for committee chairpersons and members of Parliament. Cluster Co-Chairperson Joyce Chitsulo says most legislators who chair some committees are finding it hard to work on other assignments as they do not have offices, hence the call. This is part of the recommendations that the Cluster Committee has made following the scrutiny of budget allocations to different statutory corporations. She explains.
Another vote that we looked at as a cluster is the vote for the National Assembly. In their budget, it's been what has increased is something to do with emoluments, but the development budget hasn't been increased. It has been reduced a bit, and it's worrisome for us as a Parliament, because if you look at the National Assembly, in their development budget too, we were supposed to have offices for the members of Parliament constructed, but as it is, there hasn't been any money allocated, and it's a challenge for members of Parliament, especially committee chairpersons. Our wish as a cluster is to say, can we start in phases? offices, and maybe do offices for the committee chairpersons, so that when we are transacting parliamentary business, we do it in a formal way, in a formal place. And like how we do it now, because if you come and you want to meet me when it's not committee session, but you have something to do with my committee, then definitely we'll meet in my car or we meet outside. So it doesn't look nice, it doesn't look professional. It's as if you're not transacting serious business because you're not meeting at the right place. So our plea, the plea from the National Assembly vote is that it should be increased so that at least they do part of the development too, which is to do with construction of offices for the members.
The Competition and Fair Trading Commission CFTC will take the lead in Malawi's observance of World Consumer Rights Day in the Kasungu district on Thursday. Innocent Halema, the CFTC Public Relations Officer, informed Luntha television that the event, graced by Minister of Trade and Industry Sosten Gwengwe, will serve as a platform to address various challenges, including issues like unfair terms and conditions, lack of transparency, and unilateral changes to agreements by traders, particularly prominent in sectors such as contract farming, energy, and financial services. Halema explains.
CFTC will lead consumers and traders in the country in celebrating this year's World Consumer Rights Day on Thursday, 14th March in Kasungu under the theme Terms and Conditions, Traders' Obligations. In choosing the theme, the Commission has been motivated by the number of complaints regarding unfair and unreasonable terms and conditions, lack of their disclosure by traders, and unilateral waiver of the terms and conditions without the consent of consumers, effectively rendering the agreements void. Such conducts have been mostly rampant in contract farming, energy sector, and financial services, including insurance, banking, and microfinance. So as we celebrate this year's World Consumer Rights Day, the Commission reminds consumers and traders that terms and conditions must be well understood by both parties and that they must be written in plain and understandable language. The Commission also reminds the public that terms and conditions which are unfair, unconscionable, inequitable, oppressive, or unreasonable to consumers have no effect on the contracts.
Majiga residents in Balaga district have warned of potential violent protests should ESCOM fail to install a new transformer in the area by Thursday morning. The threat was made during a 3-hour visit of a jail held by the residents at the ESCOM office. They submitted a letter outlining their grievances after enduring 3 weeks of power outages due to a damaged transformer. Rashida Matandika compiled a report read by Vincent Kwakwala.
Their deadline commenced at 10 minutes to 9, as stated by Pretorius Halidi, the leader of the residents. They will return with increased determination because the electricity issue is endangering their lives.
We are affected because of so many reasons. I will just state 3 reasons. People depend on businesses, small businesses, to put food on the table on a daily basis by selling toba, cold water, and freezers, whatsoever. That is 1. 2, there's no security at Majiga 2. You know of security rights. Security provide rights to the residents of the area. But there's no security since during the night there darkness over Majiga 2. So that is not acceptable. We are not allowed that. And the third thing, our children are waiting to write for exams, are preparing. So preparing means reading notes. And they are not able to read the notes because there's no light. They can't be reading in darkness.
Initially, the present officer declined to accept the petition, citing concerns about the presence of journalists jeopardizing his job. However, he later relented and received the petition after receiving instructions from headquarters to scan and send it to authorities. The residents have vowed to return if they do not receive electricity by Thursday morning.
And in other news, the Islamic police in Nigeria's northern state of Kano arrested 11 Muslims on Tuesday who were seen eating food during the Ramadan fast. Kano is a majority Muslim population where an Islamic legal system or Sharia operates alongside secular law. More details in this BBC reporter read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
During Ramadan, the Hisba, commonly known as Islamic Police, conduct inspections of eateries and markets annually. The 10 men and 1 woman were released after pledging not to intentionally miss fasting again. Speaking about those detained, he mentioned that they were set free upon committing to observe fasting from now on, and some needed to consult their relatives or guardians for family supervision. Approximately 20 years ago, Sharia law was introduced to complement secular law in 12 of Nigeria's northern states, which predominantly have Muslim populations. Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, holds significant importance in Islam, as it is believed to be the period when the first verses of the Quran, the holy book of Islam, were revealed to Prophet Muhammad.
That item also concludes our today's bulletin, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Pope Francis urges the faithful to embrace virtue amid these temptations. Parliamentary Committee calls on Ministry of Finance to provide funds for construction of houses for political leadership. Extradition hearing for Shepherd Bushiri and wife adjourned to May. And in other news, Nigerian Islamic police arrest non-fasting Muslims during Ramadan. You've been with me, Charity Chilanga. Thanks for the privilege of your company and good night.